Hey. So, we're cooking again today. And this, I'm actually this is funny, because just yesterday, I said something on my Facebook about how I feel like half of my life is just a series of me, like schooling my BFF Brandon in how to actually cook things or make things based on his content. And I don't want to be that person. I don't want to be the person who just makes videos reacting to other people's videos and doing things like that. I'm not really a person who makes videos. So, whatever. Here we are. In today's video, my dear friend Brandon attempted to make the best scrambled eggs following a video recipe from Gordon Ramsay. And that's super great, except there's so much nope going on with that. So I love eggs, I love breakfast, and I'm hungry, so I am going to make the best scrambled eggs. I don't even really eat scrambled eggs all that much unless I'm putting them in a taco, and I'm not making tacos. I haven't had tacos in like 3 days. That's a lie. I had tacos at work yesterday. What is the world coming to if I'm not eating tacos every single day? So, what I'm going to be doing here is, a little while ago, like maybe 2 years ago, I saw a video. It was Sir Patrick Stewart saying how he makes his scrambled eggs, his best scrambled eggs. And I remember I made them and they were good. So I'm doing something similar to that, but a little bit different. So here's what I've got. You saw my butter. I got my butter. I'm going to use 4 eggs. I'm hungry, you guys. I want 4 eggs. Don't judge me. So I have my eggs. I have mushrooms. I like mushrooms. I have grape tomatoes. Grape tomatoes. I don't like tomatoes. Well, we're using them. You can't have eggs without cheese. So I got some really nice extra sharp off the block cheese. If you can't afford or you don't want to buy a block of cheese and grate it yourself, these Sargento off the block cheeses, so good. And here's the trick. Here's the key. Heavy whipping cream, okay? Not half and half, heavy cream. This, once you throw it, that's what makes your eggs super creamy and really delicious. So I'm going to get things started. I have 2 pans on my stove. You're not going to see the pans. Maybe I'll pick them up. I got a pan that I'm going to do for the tomatoes and the mushrooms, and a pan for the eggs themselves. I also got crusty bread. You want to see my bread? Hold on. Bread. You see that it was on clearance because it expired. But it's bread, okay? So I got this really nice multi-grain oval. Look at this. Oh, this is just... Ooh. Smells really good. It doesn't sound super hollow. I think it's a little underbaked, but it's also not fresh, so I'm not going to judge it. All right, so I'm going to start getting things ready, and then I will come back and we will make this together. And you will see how to make really good scrambled eggs by a professional. Me. So I'm getting ready to cut up the mushrooms. This is a good time for me to say this. I mentioned I don't really like tomatoes, but I'm eating them. And a lot of people will say, well, if you don't like food X, why are you eating it? Because some things are good for you, and it doesn't matter if you like them or not. If they're good for you, sometimes they have things in there that you should consume. So eat them, okay? it's not going to kill you. Now, I'm not going to like clean out and super slice my mushrooms. Let me just show you what we're working with here. I just got some portobello grill caps. And if I'm being honest, I think I am going to leave them whole. I am going to clean out the insides, but I think otherwise I'm going to leave them whole. And I have two. I think I'm only going to use one because I'm the only one eating them. So, spoon. When you clean out a mushroom, here's the thing with mushrooms. One, never ever rinse your mushrooms in water. Okay? You're going to get them and there's going to probably be dirt and whatever on them. Don't wash them. Okay? Listen to me. Do not wash your mushrooms. Use a dry paper towel and just wipe off your mushrooms. You're not supposed to get them wet. I forget why. There's a reason, but you're not. For those of you who do like mushrooms, as I scrape the innards out, portobello grill caps are excellent vehicles for tasty things. So I just cleaned out the inside, took the stem off, and scraped off the frills. You can cook these in the oven a little bit, make pizzas in them. That's really good. You can top them with veggies and ground meat, whatever. These are great vehicles for anything. And portobello mushrooms are actually a really good, they're not a good meat alternative in the sense of like nutrition value. They're a really good meat alternative in the sense that they're thick and meaty and hearty, and it will take the place of that like texture in your meal. So I have this, I'm going to put it aside with my tomatoes. I sliced my tomatoes in half. Just slice them in half. Because again, I don't really like them, and I especially don't like when they burst with juicy flavor. I prefer this way when the juicy flavor just does its own thing. So I'm not going to get those started just quite this very second. I do need to throw some butter in my pans. Normally I wouldn't use butter, but I'm out of olive oil, so we're using butter. I use real butter, none of that plastic margarine stuff. So I put about a tablespoon of butter in each pan, and I'm going to let that start melting before I do anything else. One thing I did do off the camera was I scrambled my eggs. This is usually a step that I skip. If we're being honest, when I make eggs for myself, I just crack the eggs in the pan, use the spatula, and stir them. But we're not making Felicia eggs. We're making the world's best scrambled eggs. My heavy cream, and I'm just going to put a little bit of that in there and mix it up really good. So if you want really good, fluffy scrambled eggs, you need to scramble your eggs. Use a whisk, use a fork. But whatever you do, you want to mix it up and get the air in there. Otherwise, you're not going to have really good, fluffy eggs. So I got that mixed up and ready to go. And once the pans are ready with the butter, I'll put everything in and we'll come back and continue. Okay, so my butter is mostly melted. You didn't even see that. My butter is somewhat melted in there. It's in there. Just deal with it. I don't have a good setup in here, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and throw my eggs in and turn the temperature down. My thing goes up to 9. 9 is the highest. I have it on 3 right now. I'm going to throw my eggs in there and let them start cooking. Another fun thing about my stove, for those of you guys who don't know, I live in an apartment. I have no control over certain things in my house, like the appliances. All of my burners are tilted, so that is irritating. So I got the eggs in this pan. They are going to start cooking slowly. Slow cook is key. I have my mushroom cap. I'm going to throw that in my other pan that right now just has the butter in there. And I'm going to give it a few minutes to start cooking before I throw the tomatoes in, because the tomatoes don't need as much time. And that I also have on a medium heat. While those things are starting to cook, let me show you guys what I did. Look at these slices of bread. Nice, thick slices of a multi-grain bread. It is a little dense in there, and these air pockets are not evenly distributed. This one looks like a smiley face. So this was not the best made bread, if we want to be technical about it. But we don't care because bread is bread. Okay, you see this big old hunk, okay? We don't discriminate, you guys. Bread is bread, and this bread is good. I'm going to set those in the toaster so that they can get ready. It is always important to know how big the slots are on your toaster before you cut your bread. Just throwing that one out there, Brandon. Just saying. Alright, so my eggs are slowly cooking. And you want to move them around a lot. I do anyways. That way you get like even portions, scrambles, chunks. What do you call the scrambled egg pieces? Again, these are steps that I usually skip when I'm just making eggs for myself. I'm very lazy about cooking. I think you guys know that by now. So it's what can I do to make things as easy as possible. So this is doing its thing. It is cooking. My mushroom is sizzling. It sounds fantastic. I'm going to flip it over. I'm hoping that the mushroom cooks in time. I don't want to turn the heat up because I don't want to mess it up. But I'm hoping it cooks in time. The cheese portion of the eggs is tricky. You have to, if you're going to mix the cheese in with everything else, you have to do it at the right time. If you mix it in too early, it's going to just melt through all over your pan and you're not going to get it in there right. If you put it in too late, then same thing, it's not going to melt evenly. For this purpose, I'm just adding my cheese on top. I'm not putting them in there because I'm not about to mess up my eggs. So we're going to just keep moving them around. Alright, this part's not exciting, so I'm going to go and I will come back when there's something to show you or tell you. Like the eggs are almost done. Okay, a final key element. I'm going to be putting everything on my plate in just a couple minutes. One thing that you'll notice if you get eggs done someplace fancy, with someone just knocking on my door, is the consistency is runnier. Because you don't really want to dry your eggs out. It's a difficult thing for me to accept runny consistency eggs. But because, again, I'm trying to show you guys the best eggs ever, we're going to go with it. So my eggs right now are, runny, but they're getting to a good place. I turned the heat off. I have an electric stove, so it's going to keep cooking a little bit because I'm not taking it off the heat because I have a small stove and I also don't have room to take it off the heat. So there's that. You guys can probably hear my mushroom and my tomatoes. That's about ready. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my plate everything, and then come back and show you guys what it all looks like. My toast popped up. I'm going to be spreading some cream cheese on that, so it'll be extra cheesy and delicious, and I'll be right back with you guys. Alright, we are at the final portion. I plated everything. I know you guys aren't going to be able to really see it as well, but look at that. You got your mushroom here, delicious scrambled eggs, amazing toast. I have my cheese. Look at these shreds on this cheese. Can you even see that? Hold on. I want you guys to see these shreds. Look at these cheese shreds. Those are beautiful. Just gonna sprinkle those cheese shreds on top. Don't be shy, cheese. We like cheese here. So I've got my cheese shreds on top. Look at that. The only thing missing is some pepper. I'm gonna put some pepper on top of everything. And there you have it, you guys. Perfect scrambled eggs. Look at those. You guys want to see me take a bite? I bet you do. Okay. Standing and eating. Holding my plate up way too high to take a bite. Okay, again. Eggs, tomato. That's delicious. All right. I'm going to go enjoy this lunch. And I will see you guys soon.